Hello, and welcome to my first ever YouTube video. So if it's really bad, now you know why. This is the first video in a series that I'm creating that's going to cover the fundamental principles of ABA. So I have a few different groups of people in mind for whom this would be a good video. So first off, if you're a parent of a child that has autism or another developmental disability, maybe they've been in ABA for a while, or they're about to start, or you're just kind of curious to see if it would be a good fit for them, this video series is a good fit for you. I would also say that if you're a new or relatively new behavior technician and you're starting to work in the field and you want to know a little bit more about the principles of ABA, this would also be a good series for you. And lastly, like if you're a student, like a college student, and you've started taking a class about behavior analysis or just like principles of learning, this would also be a good series for you. So my name is Jess. I'm a board certified behavior analyst, or a BCBA, and I've been working in the field for a few years now, and I've had mostly positive experiences, but also some really not positive experiences. So my hope in making this video series is to educate people about fundamentals and hopefully help you to avoid some of the common pitfalls that tend to happen. When we get educated about this particular technology and we use it properly, it can be a powerful force for good, where we can really enrich people's lives and empower them to live life on their terms, making sure that they have safe and appropriate ways to get what they want and get what they need. And yeah, that's my little spiel, so let's get into it. So what is ABA? Well, ABA stands for Applied Behavior Analysis. As a field, it really falls under the greater umbrella of psychology. But I find that when most people are thinking about psychology, they're thinking about like talk therapy, like mental health counseling. And while that's an important part of psychology, it's not very similar to ABA. So just take that out of your head right now and throw it away. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about something different. Okay, so for starters, let's break down this term, applied behavior analysis. What we're going to do is take that word applied and kind of set that aside for right now. Right now, we're talking about just behavior analysis. What is behavior analysis? Okay, here's a definition for you. Behavior analysis is the scientific study of the behavior of organisms, which is used to discover the natural laws of behavior. When I say organisms, I'm not just talking about humans. I'm talking about all kinds of critters, because the natural laws of behavior really are quite universal across lots of different species. In fact, the earliest experimental studies of behavior occurred pretty much exclusively with animals, like dogs, rats, and pigeons. So I know what you're probably thinking. It sounds like we're going to be training autistic children like dogs and rats. And yeah, there's some truth to that, but also no, there's more to it. Like I mentioned before, the natural laws of behavior are relatively unconcerned with what species you are. So maybe you're Canis familiaris or Rattus rattus or Homo sapiens. It does not matter. Universal laws of behavior apply to all organisms. However, when it comes to intentionally changing the behaviors of an organism, suddenly species becomes quite important. If you don't believe me, next time your human child does something really clever and you want to reward them, go ahead and get one of those toys that's like a rope and put it in their mouth and you can play tug of war with them like a dog. No? Okay, I have another idea. What you could do is you could get a dropper and fill it with water and just give them a few drops of water, just right in the mouth, like they're a rat. No? Of course not. That's not going to work, because you have to treat human beings like human beings, not like animals. So that's where applied behavior analysis comes in, because human beings are incredibly complex and far and away the most intelligent species on the planet Earth. Like, look at what we're doing right now. I'm making sounds with my mouth that convey abstract concepts in a symbolic way that I am beaming to you across time and space using incredible technology like computers and internet. Like, with an animal as complex as a human being, like, that really demands its own science. We can define applied behavior analysis as the science in which the fundamental principles of behavior are applied systematically to human beings in order to change behaviors that are socially significant. So what do I mean when I say socially significant behaviors? Well, these are behaviors that other human beings care about and which are important to living together in a society which is cohesive and peaceful. And these are also behaviors that are going to help you obtain the things you desire, the things that you want and need, and to get those things in ways that are safe and appropriate to enrich your own life, your personal freedom, and your sense of personal happiness. So all of this really begs the question that will get us started on our journey through the fundamentals, which is, what is behavior? Behavior is anything that a living organism does. In human beings, we're going to break this down two ways. The first category is going to be the observable behavior. So this is any behavior that an organism does that has an effect on the environment around it that can be perceived by others. And then, especially in humans, there's covert or private behaviors. These are behaviors which cannot be observed, which include really mental events like thinking or having feelings. Okay, so anything an organism does, that seems simple. So what does not count as behavior? Well, in behavior analysis, we have this thing called the dead man's test. And basically, the rule is if a dead person can do it, it's probably not behavior. So to give an example of that, if you take a dead person and you push them down a hill, they're going to roll down the hill. Is that behavior? Not really, because you could also take an inanimate object like a ball and roll it down the hill and you would see the same effect. It would just be rolling down the hill. It's not behavior. What would happen if you took an alive person and rolled them down the hill? Well, you'd probably see some behavior then. They'd probably go, "Wah!" as soon as you push them. And then as they're rolling down, they might tuck their head or use their arms to protect their head. They might put their arms out to try to stop their motion of rolling. And they might be pissed at you because you tried to roll them down the hill. So all of those things would be behavior. Okay, ready? Here are 10 other random examples of behaviors that a human could do. Number 1, smiling at a stranger. 2, washing dishes. 3, having a sexual fantasy. 4, watching a movie. 5, laughing at a joke. 6, brushing one's teeth. 7, eating. 8, scratching an itch. 9, writing a novel. 10, singing the French national anthem. Can you think of another behavior that a human being might do? Type it in the comments below. My favorites are the ones that are oddly and unnecessarily specific. Once you've done that, why don't you go ahead and engage in the behavior of clicking on all the buttons below the video? I think that helps for some reason. Go nuts! Have a nice day.